What's up, guys? I'm sitting here watching these NBA games, but actually midday today, Tom over at Marijuana Movement released this article, and yeah, I'll share it with you guys. So it says Amazon to stop testing mini workers for marijuana and lobby Congress for federal legalization. And that's actually very interesting because it's companies like Amazon that we really need for this to work. But also at the same time, if Amazon gets it passed, do you think Amazon is the best thing for the marijuana business? That's a question I don't have the answer to, but will like the day-to-day dispensary be able to be open if Amazon has marijuana products? And my guess would be, like many other businesses, it would be very, very tough. But I think it's interesting that Amazon's kind of taking this move, but Amazon is located everywhere. So with 40 states being medically legal, it actually makes a lot of sense for them to be kind of pushing towards this direction, because at that rate, most of the states that they operate in have some sort of legal cannabis. So they're sitting here probably spending all this money testing employees, firing good employees, stuff like that, when they could just be lobbying and then realize like, hey, we could be at the top of the cannabis market when legalization does happen, like federally. So it's interesting to see. How you doing, Anissa? But yeah, it's cool to see that Amazon has taken this stance. The company that has so much power, like when they say something, it actually, it means something. And they talked about how they had been like previously kind of guilty of firing employees, even with medical cards and stuff like that, for failing drug tests. And I'm sure this won't really apply to drivers, but a lot of the driving service I know for Amazon is more of a, it's not really them. They have like peripheral businesses or franchises essentially that have their own trucks and stuff like that. That's more of how Amazon operates. So maybe that's how they keep that liability down. Because I would imagine that their drivers, they would, I don't know. I have no idea. At least like the interstate, like huge 16-wheeler drivers, I'm sure there's going to be still some drug testing in place for people like that. It didn't really say anything about that in this article, but it is interesting that Amazon is deciding to go this way. It's not surprising, but just interesting, because one of the biggest companies in our world today is now pro cannabis. Like that's a win. That's a win. Things that Amazon wants to happen in the government happen in the government. You know, they have that type of money. Like we've seen Elon Musk smoke on Joe Rogan, that made people a little bit more comfortable. And then we saw Jeff cool with the weed, I guess. Shit. We only need Mark Cuban. If you watch some of his shit, Mark Cuban cool with weed. Like some of these big name guys are okay with it. Jay-Z starting to invest in the weed. So that's just cool. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Yeah, but it bounced back. It bounced back. Nice shit. I'm trying to visit up there. I'm really applying to some jobs up there in reality. I wouldn't mind working up there. Who knows if I would ever get hired, but I'm going to apply and see. But yeah, it's just interesting the way everything's trending and how quickly it feels like it's happening. Like it's progressing so fast, you know. It went from, it didn't seem like legalization was close to it being like on the cusp. It feels like in some 5-6 months, which I'm not complaining about. I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. I talked earlier today, maybe even a couple videos ago. I don't know. There's been a lot of cannabis news that I've been trying to keep people updated on, and I like coming on here and having a smoke session anyway. But yeah, Shane, and all states have some type of license, but I know I would need to live out there. No, it's not like Colorado where I would need an Oregon address. And I would work in like the advertising space for real. Like so for like outside companies who are advertising for other companies, not so much a dispensary per se. They're letting these people foul Jokic like crazy. Oklahoma is the new game if you want to work at the dispensary level, but they don't really have all the media set yet. But maybe that's a place that the media could be set up. Who knows? But yeah, it's yeah, for sure. Advertising is something that can be done for like all the legal states. So I just want to get into one of them and hopefully find a good job for that. Appreciate that, Sir Dirty. If I find myself out there, I need a job, I'll be hitting you. Right, Cloud Shack, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm guessing you're talking about the article, man. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully it's not negative to the industry. Hopefully, but I'd have to say about Amazon, like they do hurt a lot of small businesses, but no, they hurt small businesses for sure. But shit, it's so convenient. It's crazy. So convenient. I wouldn't say they're on our side, but they're on the side of convenience. But I still think weed is a different type of product than a lot of other things, for real. And but if Amazon is superior on quality, like they have the local grows and they're sending it to your house and it gets there in a few hours or something like that, then I just don't know what else we can do. Like computers have allowed infrastructures to grow to levels that they used to never were able to like grow to, and that complicates things when it comes to monopolies and stuff. Like they're so efficient. Is that their fault, or is that their progress, or is that the good part about them? But like when they're so interconnected like that, they can just absorb something and then like integrate it quicker than anybody else. So it's like whose fault is that? Is I don't know. Oh, Cloud Shack, I've seen all types of stuff. I saw that guy on TikTok who put pieces of rice for like how much it is for like a million and then a billion and then a trillion, I think, or whatever, something like that. And he showed like the difference between that and like 1 million, and it's unbelievable how much money those people have. It's like, what? But then at the same time, these people created stuff that changed the world. That changed the world in a major way. So it's interesting. Like Amazon single-handedly forced USPS to become good. Before Amazon was 2 day, USPS is now 2-3 day. Like USPS is good now. It's crazy. It's crazy like that these people really did create things that were transcendent in history. So it's like they got their monetary value out of it, and it's kind of just how capitalism works. I agree, Cloud Shack. It's very complicated when they're then starting to control our education and controlling what kids are learning, and like they have a lot of control because of how much money they have. That's definitely what things are. Like I'm a proponent of like people in Congress and Senate shouldn't really be allowed to. Like I didn't really realize growing up that they were allowed to like openly participate in business. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Not even have to be like bought out. I'm not saying like that, but actually still own businesses and have own percentages of businesses and stuff like that. Like it just doesn't even seem like that should be allowed to me. I don't know. It's like how some priests can't own homes. They have to like live with each other or whatever. Like I feel like that's how Congress people not necessarily shouldn't have homes, but they should have. I don't know, because they can then manipulate whatever they want for their own businesses. It's like unbelievable how easy it is, but they created the laws for themselves, so it makes sense. But we don't know what this means for the future. This doesn't really influence the fact that Amazon could have taken over cannabis regardless. I feel like speeding up the process. They probably realized they have the infrastructure already. All right, let's go. Because like it's just interesting that the time they've chosen, because it's getting further and further, getting closer and closer to happening. Like in Texas, if Texas does it, like will be the last big market to really go legal or like completely. So now we got California, New York, Texas. We got 3 biggest populations in the United States legal. So at that point, I mean, we've been saying the federal government has to legalize it, but at that point, it doesn't really matter what the Fed's doing. And then the president just said that, or is really endorsing the fact that the Fed doesn't really need to crack down on any state-to-state weed laws. Let them all figure it out. So it's a lot going on right now in the weed game. And I try to make these videos to keep people aware because it's so much to keep up with. It's tough for me to keep up with too. But I try to keep up with some of the happenings just because I feel like sometimes like Texas just tried to pull the wool over some people's eyes. Like I feel like some of these, for lack of a better expression, they're trying to find ways to rig these systems, these state systems, even with some of this Alabama prohibiting the use of everything else other than vitamins and suppositories. It's just interesting the take that they take. You know what I mean? Like, so what are you talking about? That's at least how it feels. I'm happy about progress, but it just feels like that. What's up, Under One? How you doing? Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. It's kind of self-explanatory what the title is right there. I've talked about it quite a bit in this video. I'm sitting here watching this Portland-Denver game. It looks like LA getting the ass kicked right now. but it's still first half in that game. Ooh, that's a buck. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see how it plays out, but it's definitely inching at least closer to federal legalization, at least federal decriminalization, like taking it off of declassifying it. So I'm happy about that. We've made more progress in the last few years. I feel like then it hadn't made it 100 before that type shit. For real. I don't know. I'm not sure. When I used to live in a legal state, I didn't grow. But if I moved to a legal state, I would have a small plant. Once I got my funds together to treat it right, get the right lights I wanted for it and stuff. I don't know if growing would be my top priority immediately, though. I'm not too good with plants right now. I might even, because I know a lot of these states have setup programs, I might just pay somebody to set up a little grow in my house. And then they just give me the rules on how to maintain it. Because part of setting up is not part of the fun for me. I know for some people that might be part of the fun, the whole process, but I'm like, hell no. I don't want to fuck it up. It's too expensive. But I'm sure I'll fuck it up a little bit to start. Yeah, I don't know, Fairfax. I don't know if the drivers, if this applies to them. I feel like this mostly applies to the front office people. I feel like this is not the drivers. I feel like the drivers are also contractors, not employees. That's usually what delivery drivers are. So like this won't, like contractors will still be drug tested, but employees won't. Y'all know how it be. Ooh. Shit, he kept the ball. But yeah, so I just wanted to bring you guys this news. I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. Got to get up pretty early tomorrow. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm definitely going to try to keep giving you guys some news that might not be like widely reported on. Definitely shout out Marijuana Moment. Definitely a great source to get your news from. I don't know them, but I like reading this stuff. So appreciate it, guys.